Good morning, everybody. So, we have about a week before the election takes place. And when I tell you I can't wait to see those results come pouring in, because I got to tell you, I'm just fascinated to see how white women vote. I am. That is just the most curious. I'm very fascinated to see how white women voted and how the numbers on young black men. I'm very fascinated to see that because the Republican Party was so successful in getting more black men to switch over. And they used the fact that they were also misogynist and disgruntled and felt left out against them, meaning they're the reason why that they are literally experiencing those things in the first place, white supremacy and racism. And they basically used the thing that they caused against them in order to get them to side with them. And I'm just curious to see how many of them went along with that at the end of the day. You know, white women, white men, this election is not just about the Republican Party trying to roll back time, civil rights. It's also about them trying to roll back women's rights too. And I told you, I did a video not too long ago where I said I think that a large part of that came from the whole Me Too movement, when white women, for the first time in a very long time, held white men accountable in a way that shook them to their core. They lost their jobs, their incomes, their fortunes, their credibility, their reputations, because white women as a collective stood up in the workplace and other places and said, hey, it's not okay for you to slap me on my ass. It's not okay for you to lock me in a hotel room and sexually assault me. It's not okay for you to force me to stay late at the office because of the power imbalance and sexually assault me. It's not okay for you to sexually assault our children. It's not okay. And so they started holding men like Epstein and Weinstein and Matt Lauer and Bill O'Reilly and so many other powerful, influential white men accountable. They almost took down Prince Andrew. Almost. And then, because of the way, how black people internalize racism, white women internalize misogyny. And so many white women help these white men accomplish this. They put this plan into place where they would once again make women beholden to the, whims of white men without them being held accountable. Your daughters were charging their sons with rape on college campuses and ruining their lives. So the white recorders, judges said, not gonna ruin this chap's life for 90 seconds of rest of his life for 90 seconds. That just doesn't seem right. Yeah, he raped your daughter, and yeah, she's gonna have to navigate this trauma for the rest of her life, but we can't be about the business of ruining his life, and we can't let you women have the power to do that to us. And then a lot of women who internalized misogyny went right along with it. And now some of them have, woken up and they said, we didn't think it would be us. We didn't think it would be you guys telling our 13-year-old daughters they had to carry the babies of their rapists to term. And I didn't think it would be my sister that would be bleeding out in a parking lot. And I didn't think it would be me that would miscarry and have to deal with sepsis and maternal mortality. when I miscarried, I didn't think it would be me. I didn't think it would affect me. I thought it would just be those other women over there. Them black and brown women. We didn't think it'd be us, So I'm interested to see how they vote. And then I'm interested to see the numbers on young black people, because I tell you, I saw one at the fair, at the South Carolina fair, proudly with a Trump flag, and there's some Sambo a couple blocks over from me with a Trump sign in his yard. Where we have failed young black people, older black people? And listen, I'm going to just tell the truth. And I know whenever I tell the truth about a certain demographic, people always get mad because, like I said, people hate fucking accountability. And if it ain't you, I don't need to hear about how great a parent you were and how you mastered, infusing your child with black pride. I don't need to hear that. One thing about me, I've lived long enough to know that guilty always speaks first. You don't have to convince me that you did things the right way. All you have to do is just live that way. You don't have to convince me of shit, unless it's really yourself you're trying to convince. But let me tell you where my generation, Generation X, where we went wrong with our kids is we did not infuse them. We did not put black pride into them. We just didn't. We did not. Because how can so many of them go this route? I saw a TikTok of a young black lady. She had a Make America Great Again hat. And she had all these racist white people in her comment. And she was just lapping it up like a thirsty dog. And they're just cheering her on, all these racists. And I think to myself, how did she get to this level of self-harm? It's like when those, little white girls cut themselves, because they can't handle the emotional, what the world is doing to them. And so, they start having eating disorders, or they start cutting themselves. That's called self-harming. In psychology, that's what they call that. It's the same thing, just a different method. It's the self-harm. This racist white guy that was telling racist jokes at this Trump rally. I don't know his name, but we'll just call him racist white guy telling racist jokes at the Trump rally. All these black folks are just so up in arms about it, like, oh my God. But I don't know, what did you all think went down at a Klan rally? I'm not shocked that they are telling racist jokes at a Klan rally. A Trump rally by any other name is a Klan rally. It's just a Klan rally by another name. That's all it is. And we know that there were some black people in the room, because he targeted one of the black people that was in the front row, and he started telling racist jokes. How low of an opinion? How much of yourself? How much do you have to hate yourself and being black to put yourself in a space willingly with a room full of racist, hateful people that want to put you back in chains? And while one tells racist jokes about people that look like you, what has racism done to you? Remember when I said consciousness is on a scale? Some black people are way up here, and some black people are way down at the bottom. And then some of us are somewhere in between. But these are the black people who never left the plantation mentally. And they never attempted to escape those chains mentally. And they are comfortable with caste. And they are comfortable with where they completely accept what white people want for them, racist white people, and they're happy to go tap dancing onto it. They're happy to go along with it because they are completely convinced that white people are the superior race, and that white people, like Kenneth Copeland, can tell black people what to do. They still think that they have ownerships of our minds. And now, like with white women, they want ownerships of our bodies too. And for us to have not put black pride into our children, some of our children enough, to where they will put themselves in a room with hateful, racist people who want to see them dead. We have done something wrong. Whether we were too busy working and didn't take the time, or whether we were too busy trying to heal ourselves and licking our room because we were raised by some toxic ass boomer. But we failed, a lot of us. So whether they are willing to vote for their own demise, or whether they are out here, they're one of these young black folks that have no hope, and they think that it is their lot in life to go to prison, and so they hurt and harm other black folks, because that's self-harm too, even though they hurt others in the process. I mean, this young lady is too. She's hurting other black people in the process. Because as a black person, as a black woman, it is hurtful. It is painful for me to watch that young lady do that to herself. As an older black woman, it was painful to watch me see that black man get his ass whooped at a Trump rally. As an older black woman, it was painful for me to see those black people in that room with them racist people. And to have watermelon jokes about watermelon be leveled at them in a room full of people that hate them, to be the fodder. Knowing that they want that for themselves. This is what they actually want for themselves and other black people, me and you included. That is painful. As someone who loves black people, that is painful to bear witness to. With that being said, us mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers and uncles and aunts and sisters and brothers, we need to be deliberate about putting black pride back into black children. We have to. Because if Trump gets elected, black people are voting for this. And he puts Project 2025. It's going to take us back. All the rights that our grandparents and great-grandparents fought hard for. And that we have not successfully convinced our children and grandchildren to safeguard, those rights will be taken from us. Because that's what they want. They want us back in servitude. They want us back to being unable to look them in the eye. They want us back swinging from trees. And too many of our kids and our grandkids voted for that. And we need to understand why that is. It is our responsibility as the older members of the black community to understand why that is. We need to know why that is. And we need to understand where we went wrong with our sons and our daughters so that we do better by our grandkids. Or they will take us back. Y'all thinking that it can't happen, but it is if you're paying attention. It is happening. Look how many young black men have gone missing. And as disrespectful as they are to me in the comment section, I still don't want to see them harmed. I still want them to have the opportunity to grow into the kind of black men who respect older black women one day, if not today. I love black people. I care about black people enough to sit in the discomfort and the truth of what we are doing wrong, where we have gone wrong, and where we need to do better. Racism and white supremacy does tragic things to the black psyche. All the things that we internalize about ourselves, all the things that the world says about us. And one of the few tools at our disposal to circumvent that is to instill black pride in our children and our grandchildren. To tell them the truth. To arm them with the truth about blackness and what it is and what it means to be black and how beautiful black really is. Y'all have a good day.